Duran and Cawthorn and Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen welcome you to this KLFY and KLFY Plus special presentation honoring Black history. Here's your host, Jasmine Dean.
Hello, Acadiana, and thank you for joining us. Today, we honor Black history, which is also American history, through stories of education, faith, and arts that have shaped the Black American culture here in Acadiana. We begin in Rayne, where Armstrong Middle School still stands. Founded as the Acadia Parish Training School built for Black children in Rayne, it's named after longtime educator and its founder, Mary Ella Louise Armstrong.
When I attended here as a high school student, it consisted of 12 grades, 1st through 12th, all the way down this hall.
Acadia Parish Training School served as an educational institution for Black students in Rayne during a time when segregation was legal. Built in 1888, Mary Ella Louise Armstrong founded Acadia Parish Training School. Between 1939 and 1950, the original building burned down, but was shortly rebuilt by the Black community who supported the school and overcame adversities. It wasn't until 1955, a year after the Supreme Court ruled segregation to be illegal, did Acadia Parish Training School become Armstrong High School. Katie Jolivet, a former student of Armstrong High and one of the last graduating classes before desegregation, says it was a difficult time as the community adjusted to integration.
It was hard. It was hard for both races because nobody wanted to integrate. So when the transition started, they took just the freshmen.
Ultimately, Rayne's community came together.
Because it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, but we made it work.
During the 1970s, as Rayne's community grew, Armstrong High School became what is known today as Armstrong Middle School. Raven Babineau, a former student at Armstrong and now a teacher, says it's an honor to be a part of the school's rich history.
It just makes me feel that I am so blessed that Miss Armstrong saw something that was needed, and she wasn't afraid to do it.
Babineau says not only does Armstrong take pride in the quality of education it provided students for decades, but it also takes pride in the multitude of educators and professionals whose educational foundation began there.
It produced, I have to share, it produced lawyers, it produced doctors, it produced professors, college professors, and it produced people who taught me that it's okay to be my Black self.
From the school's inception to now, Armstrong educates and inspires students to be the best they can be, as well as achieve great things. Current students like Corey Senegal says it's an honor to attend Armstrong.
It really is an honor and a respect to know that I'm in a Black community, and it's really just an honor to be a part of Armstrong.
Senegal also says Armstrong is preparing him for the career he wants when he's older.
I feel like Armstrong is preparing me for the real world, really, because I want to be a big part in the world, because I want to be a doctor.
The school's current principal, Derek Boone, says when hearing about Armstrong's history, it's impactful to know how the school has succeeded.
I know integration segregation was, was in the past. And just listening to those people just go in detail about the struggles and successes they went through, that was inspiring and very enlightening to me.
With decades of history, adversity, and accomplishments, Armstrong Middle shows just how strong it is.
We still stand, and I think it's because we do work together. The teachers, it's like anybody else. We do come together, we pull together, and we do it for the good of the children so that we can keep Armstrong alive and going.
Rooted in legacy, leadership, and a rich history, Armstrong Middle School reflects the resilience of Black history. Immaculate Conception Church in LeBeau was established in the late 1800s, and for the last 128 years, the small community has shown just how big they are on faith. So much so that the first ever historical marker was placed in northern St. Landry Parish. News 10's Bailey Liebert was at the unveiling to capture this great honor.
In LeBeau, generations of families returned home to celebrate a legacy 128 years in the making. Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, founded by the Josephites in 1897, is now officially recognized with the Louisiana Historic Marker, honoring the region's Black Catholic heritage. For Augusta Rideau, president of the Immaculate Conception Alumni Foundation, the push for the marker began with a simple belief that LeBeau's story deserved to be preserved.
We have a legacy here. We have a story. and we need to preserve our legacy.
Augusta led a 2-year effort to research the parish's history, secure approvals, and rally community support.
It started, as a group of us sitting around talking, saying, okay, we have a legacy here. We have a story to tell. The people from here enjoyed going to school. They enjoyed working with the church. They were very spiritual people.
Many who grew up here returned for the blessing of the marker, including Jonathan Rideau, who traveled from Colorado to be part of the moment.
I did 12 years of catechism in class there. This church has been a pillar in our community and in my life.
Augusta says the history of this parish stretches far beyond LeBeau. She hopes the next generation sees this marker as a reminder of what was built here.
I hope they learn that their ancestors left them this beautiful place. And when somebody gives you a gift as great as this community, you take good care of it.
With hundreds packing the church grounds, organizers say the turnout proves just how deeply this place is woven into Louisiana history. Augusta says the work isn't done, with her next goal being a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. In LeBeau, Bailey Liebert, KLFY, News 10.
It was the first Black-owned Clear Channel radio station in the country, and it started right here in the Hub City. Coming up, we hear the story of KJCB.
Welcome back. KJCB changed the game when it signed on air in 1981. Once described as the nation's most powerful Black-owned radio station, was started by two African-American men right here in Acadiana. News 10's Renee Allen tells the story of how the minority duo was awarded such an opportunity. By the way, a special thank you to Louisiana Public Broadcasting for sharing their archives.
No, you got more than a license. This is a clear channel frequency, so what is a clear channel? That means nobody can come on for 750 miles.
KJCB, the brainchild of Joshua Jackson and Russell Chanson, the owners aimed for a broadcast range of 50 to 70 miles, but unbeknownst to them, they got much more.
Somewhere along the way, we discovered we had a clear channel, and we honestly don't know how we got it, but we know we got it, and we're going to keep it.
A clear AM channel broadcasting music and more, transcending racial barriers.
We are Black, and we involve ourselves with some things that is needed by the Black community as much as we possibly can get into, but we do service all the people, not just the Blacks. We service whites as well as Blacks.
On air, KAJN 102.9 announcer Tiffany Babineau joined KJCB by way of community activist and radio legend Janelle Shagwa.
And she said, you know, God's not through with you yet. You still have time. And she loved my voice. And so I got started at KJCB around the 2000s, and I worked there about maybe 2 or 3 years.
Jackson spoke about finding the voice, the door-to-door search for talent.
We used to go around to the DJs in the different stations just touching bases to see if we could get the good ones to come with us, you know.
Early 90s and stuff, Horatio Handy, there were so many that came before Guy Brody. When Stephanie Barry Smallwood just passed away, I learned a lot of the announcers. We all had our start from KJCB Radio.
Gospel, rhythm and blues, jazz, zydeco, and news in French and English. Former DJ Quinn Dautrieve.
You know, a lot of people in the community looked up to you, and like Horatio, Lisa Onazine, secretary of the radio station. And I mean, they were running it like a big time. You would swear we were in New York because they had every possible branch of the media for radio station. They had it all. I mean, traffic, weather. It was just amazing.
For former DJ Elwood Shields, KJCB was an opportunity to be empowered.
What a radio station it was. I was a young person coming in from a small community out in Sharonton, Baldwin, Louisiana. Working with Mr. Jackson, Horatio Handy, and Quinn Dautrieve. Right now, he's better known as Dr. Boogie Live.
KJCB Radio, changing lives and communities, one voice at a time.
You know what KJCB means, right?
Yeah.
Keeping Jesus close by, which is perfect. I just learned that.
Renee Allen, KLFY News 10.
For decades, the African American culture came alive to the beat of Zydeco, and for years, musicians and dancers alike would flock to dance halls to pass a good time. Coming up, we learn about the historic dance halls that shaped the culture in Southwest Louisiana.
Zydeco music has had an enormous impact on the African American culture in Southwest Louisiana. Many musicians have tracked the music back to the 1800s. It originated as la-la music and has since evolved to the upbeat sounds we hear today. Along with that evolution has been the Zydeco dance. News 10's Elena Barra looks at how the music and dance progressed Creole culture over time.
Zydeco music was born in Southwest Louisiana in the early 1900s, created by Black Creole communities who blended African rhythms, blues, R&B, and traditional French music.
And that's where it started from. And people just started going and enjoying it. And there were house dances. There were no clubs. In those days, they were doing house dances. So they'd go to people's houses and they'd move all the furniture out of the way. And then people would dance in the living room.
But Zydeco wasn't just something you listened to. It was something you moved to.
I introduced the step and they had an audience. They wanted to come, they wanted to know, find out where could we go to dance to this music. People started coming and enjoying the music, and they found out that there was no separation there, and it was a cultured music that brought people together.
Dance halls across Louisiana became safe spaces for Black communities, places where people could gather, dance, and express freedom through music.
So you would go there and it's like the actual dance hall, you got low ceilings, wood floors, and I mean, you could stand up in the middle and just the floors would be moving from everybody dancing. You would hear the kick drum through the walls as you pull it in. It's almost like you walk in and it's like a feeling you would get, just a family environment.
Legendary Zydeco dance halls in the area, like Hamilton's Place in Lafayette and others across Acadiana, helped Zydeco grow from local gatherings into a cultural movement.
We would look forward to that. So it was almost like a family reunion almost every weekend.
Literally. You know? Today, Zydeco music and dancing continues to evolve and pass down from one generation at a time.
We practiced at the house. We used to go to the Habibi Temple in Lake Charles. My dad would have us in the middle of the dance floor. Come on now, bend your knees, bend your knees. And now we're teaching my nephews. So we pass it down. We're passing it down from generations to generations.
From the dance halls to today's biggest stages, Zydeco remains a celebration of Black Creole identity and resilience. Elena Barra, KLFY News 10.
Zydeco is a big part of the Creole culture here in Louisiana, and for many years, music fans would flock to dance halls throughout Acadiana every weekend to enjoy their favorite artists. News 10's Kai Price learns about the historic dance halls in Acadiana and how they played a dynamic role in shaping African American culture in Southwest Louisiana.
For generations in South Louisiana, Zydeco music has been more than just a sound. It's a way of life. And for decades, that culture came alive inside historic Black-owned dance halls like Slim Waikiki, Richard's Club, Hamilton's Club, and El Cido's Zydeco and Blues Club.
My dad was still is a Zydeco artist, still performing. My grandfather was in it, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather. So, I mean, the Creole music has been in our family since the early 1800s.
Keith Frank is a multi-generation Zydeco musician who grew up surrounded by Creole music. He says dance halls were where that music met the community.
You just pull up and you would hear the kick drum through the walls as you pull it in. It's almost like you walk in and it's like a feeling you would get, just a family environment.
Jermaine Pratt is a lifelong Zydeco fan who spent years dancing at these clubs, especially Hamilton's Club. Once inside, he says the feeling was unmatched.
You would go there and it's like the actual dance hall, you got low ceilings, wood floors, And I mean, you could stand up in the middle and just the floors would be moving from everybody dancing.
One of the most popular places for that experience was Richard's Club. Megan Caesar grew up going there and says it was always easy to spot on a Saturday night.
Richard's was so much fun. Like, you had to park way down the street. Like, you saw the line of cars, everybody going to Richard's. You already know to make sure you have your towel on because you know it's going to be hot.
For Megan, Richard's Club was about more than just the music. It was where relationships and community were built.
It's a family thing. It's something that you pass on, like land and property. You pass on Zydeco music and you pass on the history of it. And we just try to keep it alive.
Richard's Club is no longer standing, but the loss is still felt by the musicians who played there regularly. Keith Frank says performing in these spaces created lasting bonds.
You get to be close with the families of the club owner, the club owner and their families. You become, close to those people because you see them so often. So, I mean, for that, it hurt, just for that main reason, and sad to see it go.
One of the few still standing is El Cido Zydeco and Blues Club.
It meant so much to the community. We gave back food drives for over 30-some years, toy drives for Christmas. It's just always been a place for all the musicians to come to play.
Mikey Dugas is the grandson of El Cido's founder, Sid Williams, and now helps carry on that family legacy.
This is the last black traditional club for Zydeco music, and only for Zydeco music. So it's a great thing for me to keep it going for my grandfather.
Rod Sias is with the Zydeco Preservation Society and is working to restore Slims.
We should never forget our pioneers and everyday people that created the culture, and we should thank them and as often as we can and tell their stories over and over and over again.
For Keith Frank, that responsibility falls on the next generation.
When we forget our history, we are doomed to repeat it. So I would say that we need to pass on to our children and grandchildren, things that we knew, things we experienced, things that were passed down to us.
Kai Price, KLFY News 10.
3 Creole men have created a music documentary examining the cultural and economic realities of Zydeco. Still ahead, they talk about the importance of the film for the culture.
We've heard about the history of the Zydeco dance and how dance halls were pivotal to the music genre. Now learn about a documentary that highlights the cultural and economic realities of Zydeco, told by the musicians themselves. News 10's Zane Hogue sat down with the creators of Built on Zydeco.
This is Built on Zydeco.
We're talking about this Built on Zydeco documentary. Really excited to be hearing about it. Tell me a little bit about the documentary and what people can expect to see.
What we really wanted to do was really capture the essence of the music, of the culture, but from the perspective of root musicians.
Co-directors Dustin Cravens and Milton Arsenault say they've really taken the time to go over the history of the great art of Zydeco and the artists that make the genre so special. Arsenault recalls the filming experience, getting to meet various artists and hear their stories.
You don't take it for granted. You're sitting in the homes of these people, and it's not just one, it's a family, and it's like lineage. I had moments where I was just beside myself, the deep appreciation for that. When we're sitting down and they go off on a story, it humbled me. I knew that these moments were very special.
I'm a heart for you, baby.
One of these great artists is Mike Dupsy, whose first solo performance with his band was captured in the documentary. Dupsy recalls other Zydeco documentaries that inspired him to pick up the accordion, so he says this film can play that role for a new generation.
There's this older film with the other pioneers, like the ones that paved the way, my grandfather, Rocky Dupsy Sr., Clifton Chenier, Boozoo Chavis, Bo Jacques, Nathan Williams, Buckwheat, Zydeco. I watched that film. I learned off of that. So to be part of something now in this present time, that's like history all over again, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. And not only that, that he caught my first performance as Mike Dukes and Zydeco Entourage. So it's an honor, man. It's an honor.
Guys, we got to talk a lot about, just the history and what, people are really going to learn about multi-generations in this genre of music. What's the biggest takeaway y'all are each individually hoping an audience gets when they see this film?
Well, for me, I hope there's a sense of pride that comes from it. Honestly, more than anything, this is really just an authentic view, a peek behind the curtain that folks don't often get.
For me, honestly, I feel like it's just everybody witnessing and seeing the culture, family, tradition, legacy.
People will get, to understand authenticity.
With the documentary getting ready to make its way through the festival circuit, Cravens, Arsenault, and Doopsy look forward to the day that audiences get to experience this documentary and the rich history of Zydeco. Zane Ho, KLFY News 10.
Thanks for joining us in honoring Black history. But before we go, a reminder about the African American Heritage Parade set to roll through Lafayette on March 1st. Again, thank you in honoring Black history. We hope that you enjoyed the stories that were told. We thank you for watching, and as always, have a good evening, Acadiana.